You step outside. The air doesn't feel like air anymore. It feels like someone propped open an oven door and forgot to tell you. And your body, without asking your permission, has already declared a state of emergency. Right now, buried deep in the center of your skull, a lump of tissue about the size of an almond is watching everything. It is called your hypothalamus. Think of it as the most stubborn thermostat ever built. It has decided, non-negotiably, that you will stay at exactly 37 degrees Celsius, and it is fully prepared to sacrifice your comfort, your dignity, and half your water supply to make that happen. Here is the part nobody tells you. Your body does not care whether you are hot. Your body cares whether your proteins are about to fall apart. Because that is what heat actually does. Every enzyme inside you, every tiny molecular machine that keeps you alive, is folded into a precise shape. Heat is chaos. Push the temperature too high, and those shapes begin to unravel, like a paper crane left out in the rain. So when the outside world turns into a furnace, your hypothalamus does not panic. It gets to work. The first thing it does is open the floodgates. Blood vessels near your skin dilate, widening like rush hour lanes suddenly cleared for an ambulance. Warm blood from your core rushes outward to the surface, where it can dump heat into the air. This is why you turn pink. You are not embarrassed. You are radiating. Your skin has quietly become a car radiator, and your heart is now the pump, working harder, beating faster, pushing that hot blood toward the exits. Then comes the sweat. You have roughly 2 to 4 million sweat glands, and in extreme heat, they can pour out over a liter of water in a single hour. But here is the twist most people miss. Sweat sitting on your skin does absolutely nothing. Zero. It is the evaporation that cools you. When each droplet turns from liquid into vapor, it steals a tiny packet of heat and carries it away into the air. Ollie Jay, a leading thermal physiologist at the University of Sydney, has spent years studying exactly this, and his research keeps landing on the same brutal truth. Your entire cooling system depends on one thing: dry air willing to accept your sweat. Now you understand why humidity is the real villain. Picture 2 days. Both are 40 degrees. On the dry day, your sweat evaporates instantly, and you feel like you are surviving. On the humid day, the air is already stuffed with water and refuses to take any more. Your sweat just sits there, pooling, dripping, useless. You are drenched, and you are cooking, and your body's one great trick has stopped working. Scientists measure this danger with something called the wet bulb temperature, and research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology suggests that once conditions climb past a wet bulb reading of around 31 degrees, even a young, healthy person resting in the shade can begin to overheat. No exertion required, just existing becomes too much. So let's walk into the danger zone together. Imagine you keep pushing. You are outside too long. Your body has been sweating for hours, and slowly, quietly, you are running out of water to sweat with. Your blood is thickening. Your heart is racing to move that thick blood to your skin and your muscles at the same time, and it cannot fully do both. Your core temperature ticks upward. 38.39. Somewhere near 40 degrees, the system starts to break. This is heat stroke, and it is not just feeling really hot. It is a full biological blackout. Larry Kenney, a physiologist at Penn State who has studied human heat tolerance for decades, describes heat as one of the most underestimated killers on the planet, and the numbers back him up. A landmark study published in the Lancet estimated that extreme heat is linked to hundreds of thousands of deaths worldwide every year, often more than floods, storms, and cold combined. And here is the cruelest detail of all. As your brain overheats, the very thermostat that was trying to save you begins to malfunction. The hypothalamus loses the plot. Sweating can suddenly shut off, leaving your skin hot and bone dry at the exact moment you need it wettest. Confusion sets in. People experiencing severe heat stroke have been found wandering, slurring their words, even feeling cold, and pulling on jackets while their organs slowly cook. Your brain, the smartest object in the known universe, gets so hot it forgets how to keep you alive. But let's pull you back from the edge, because your body is genuinely magnificent at this when you respect it. Give it water, give it shade, give it a breeze, and something remarkable happens over time. If you are regularly exposed to heat, over 1 to 2 weeks your body physically upgrades itself. a process scientists call heat acclimatization. You begin to sweat sooner, you sweat more, and astonishingly, your sweat becomes less salty because your body learns to claw back precious sodium instead of flushing it away. Craig Heller, a biologist at Stanford who studies temperature regulation, has shown just how adaptable our internal cooling really is when we give it the chance. Marathon runners, desert workers, steel workers, their bodies quietly rebuild themselves into better machines for surviving heat. Now here is where it gets uncomfortably modern. You do everything you can to avoid this system ever switching on. You live in air conditioning. You drive 50 meters instead of walking them. You feel the first bead of sweat, and you treat it like a personal failure. But sweating is not weakness. It is a 2-million-year-old superpower. Humans became some of the best endurance animals on Earth precisely because we can run under a blazing sun while shedding heat, chasing down prey that had to stop and pant in the shade. We are, biologically speaking, sweat athletes wearing office clothes, and the danger of forgetting that is real. The people most likely to die in a heat wave are often the ones who never let their bodies practice being hot or who cannot afford to escape it. Your air conditioner is a miracle, but it is also a thermostat you outsourced, and your internal one gets rusty when it never has to run. So the next time the heat rolls in and your skin flushes and the sweat starts to bead on your forehead, try to feel it differently. That is not your body failing. That is not weakness leaking out of you. That is an almond-sized thermostat deep in your brain, a heart pumping like a fire engine, and 4 million glands all working in perfect, ancient coordination to keep a fragile little machine at exactly 37 degrees. It is one of the most sophisticated survival systems ever evolved, and it is running silently, right now, just to buy you one more comfortable moment in a world that is trying to overheat you. You step outside. The air doesn't feel like air anymore. But your body already knew that before you did, and it started fighting to save you before you even noticed you were warm.